Hi, teachers and staff. I just wanted to share a couple of technology integration tips with you on this rainy fall day. I decided to package them in a Google slide deck. So I just want to go over the tips that are in this slide deck for you so you know kind of what I'm talking about. My first tip here on this particular slide is about something called hyperdocs. And hyperdocs are this new thing that's kind of out in education right now, and it marries perfectly with Google Classroom. If you haven't checked out hyperdocs or heard about them, I really highly suggest you do. I have to give a shout out to Sarah Nelson for introducing them to me. They are an amazing way to package a lesson and to integrate technology. What I have for you here is I have the hyperdoc homepage here on this link here, which when you get there, it will look like this. These are the hyperdoc girls, and you can read all about the concept. You can also go here to this Teachers Give Teachers, where you can take some hyperdocs. You can also post some if you want to share those with a larger community. Also, at this link, there is a Facebook group for hyperdocs that's pretty active, and that looks like this. So I would suggest joining that if you're interested in finding really quick links to different hyperdocs. You're going to also find out here that I have shamelessly stolen hyperdocs, and even like what I'm doing right now, sharing these tech tips with you, I've definitely stolen that from a person who's on this hyperdoc Facebook page. So that's kind of cool. I want to give a shout out to Michelle Peters too, because we had a PD session together, and she was so excited about creating and using hyperdocs with her high school students. She's already created her own, and I have a link to that on our Google slide deck as well. So that looks like this. So I'm really excited to see what kinds of things come out of Michelle's work with that. I have also created my first hyperdoc that I would like to use with fifth grade students at New Carlisle. It's called How Well Do You Know the Great Lakes? It looks like this. And hopefully I'll be able to work with Mrs. Priest and Mrs. Evans and Mrs. Rudd soon to get that started. So if there are any other fifth grade teachers out there that want me to come in, you can schedule me on some Tuesday time, and I'll come in and do this hyperdoc with your kids. It should take me 2 Tuesdays, 2-hour sessions. And I based this particular hyperdoc off of if any of you have taken any of my Great Lakes classes at Ohio Sea Grant at Ohio State up on the islands, you've seen this before, but I based my hyperdoc on this Ohio Sea Grant lesson. So I've linked my first hyperdoc right there for you. Hyperdocs also go great they package right into Google Classroom. So I put that over here, and I also put a link to my Google Classroom presentation that I did at T-Tech 2017. If you weren't able to join me, there's my presentation there for you. So really super excited about this tip. The second tip that I want to share with you is about Google Forms. And we are lucky enough to have Gil Herrick on our staff now. He presented at T-Tech 2017, and as a follow-up to his presentation, if you didn't get a chance to go to that presentation, Gil produced a couple of really good videos on using Google Forms in the classroom, and I uploaded those videos to my YouTube channel, and I put them here for you. So if you weren't able to join Gil, there's the Google Forms video. And then he also produced a video about grading Google Forms quizzes with Flubberoo, an add-on. And the videos that he made are excellent. And I want to thank Gil for that. So that's my second tip. I have notes here that I'm using. My third tip for you is about Google certification and our goal to try to get everyone on staff Google certified. I know that the thing that's standing in everyone's way is time, because I know everybody has what it takes to get this certification. It just takes so long. I literally just decided to just power through it during a weekend because I didn't want to have those lessons hanging over my head. So I put a link to the certification here, and it will look like, it'll look like this when you get there and you want to click on this level 1 educator training section. So I put that there. And then I also put my T-Tech 17 presentation there for you as well. And that looks like that. And that should answer questions about the training process and the testing process. So that's right there. Fourth tip that I want to share with you. Oh my gosh, you're going to love this. This tip you can actually use today in class if you want. It's called classroomscreen.com, and I put a link for you here, and it's really kind of awesome. It takes a minute for it to load, but when it does load, it's just something that you have up on your projector, up on your screen to just kind of help you manage classes. And when it does finally load, you can change the background to, anything that you want. These are like all the backgrounds. I, of course, love the turtle. And it has these tools that you just put up on the screen. So like you can put this traffic light up that says, I'm not available right now. I'm working at my desk and you're supposed to be sitting quietly. I don't know what it means. You can put a clock up on your screen. Oops. And you can move this stuff around anywhere you want it. You can put a timer up. So if you want to time kids and on something and a little chime will chime, you can put work symbols up. So these work symbols mean like right now for the next like 15 minutes, we are in silence, or you can whisper to your friend, or we are working together. There's a drawing tool on here. There's a QR code reader. There's a calculator. So if you need that up on screen, this little info thing here tells you how you can use it and why it was created. I think it was created by some teacher in Australia. Oh, there's my little timer. So that's a really cool tip for you, is classroomscreen.com. So that's a cool one. And then finally, my last tip for you is scheduling some PD time. So I can come right to you. All you have to do is click here to schedule some time with me. When you do click on that, you can also find my PD scheduling app under my signature in any email that I send you, but it'll look like this. And you have different options of times that you can choose. You can choose 60-minute meeting, just 15 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever. And you just fill out a little questionnaire about what we're going to be working on together, and I'll come right to you. You don't come to me. Shelly Randall. Shelly went to me and I went to her. So that was fun. I also want you to know that when we have PD time together, I can hook you up with some CEUs a little at a time, but every little bit helps. And also, you could win a free beverage delivered right to you. So once a month, I'm going to randomly select a person and I'll bring you the beverage of your choice. So imagine you're working and finally your planning period gets there and I show up to help you with Google Classroom or whatever, and I have a nice hot coffee for you or a pumpkin spice latte. So that's really worth it. So I hope these tips help you, and feel free to reach out to me and let me know if there's any way I can help you. Have a nice week.